seekers. We just had played the video.
And this is just the first of quite a few videos that they have posted that are on YouTube. There was a message I saw. They were outside of Adelup. There was a message to Congressman Michael St. Nicholas as well, and this one being the latest that you just saw to the Biden administration. So if you guys could just start with, I guess, how long have you been on Guam and waiting?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, me and Andrew, we've been waiting for more than 2 years, but some people in our community who is Russian asylum seekers too, they've been waiting for 3-5 years, since there is no limits. Like,
I gotta ask, like, where do you guys stay when you come to Guam, thinking that you're gonna transit through to Hawaii? End up being here for years. Where are you guys at?
Sorry, could you repeat that? Your sound is
where,
not
where
good.
are you guys staying? Are you in a hotel or, I mean?
No, we're renting. So actually we have papers, we have work authorization. So we have the right to work here. We just, we're asking to stop violating our right to freely move within the United States. Because we as asylum seekers, we have just a few rights. And CBP, it's Custom Border Protection. They violate one of a few rights that we have. It's the right to, freedom to move. All asylum seekers have the freedom to move within the United States, but we can't do it.
What was the reaction you got when you took your case to the governor and the congressman of Guam?
Well, actually, we received no reaction at all. And it seems like no one wants to help us. Local authorities don't want to, they just ignore us. They don't want to help. We held many rallies. We have sent many letters, appeals, but it's all in vain.
Can you talk a little bit then about where are you guys originally from? I guess in Russia, and why you're seeking asylum? Just a little backstory.
We are from south of Russia. I'm not sure that that you guys are familiar with Russia's territory, that like cities. Yeah, it's south. Actually, Russia ranks at 175 out of 210 in the Freedom in the World rating. So we cannot talk about our cases because it's confidential, but if you are interested in the current political situation in Russia, you can always go to the Freedom in the World rating and read about it.
4 years is a long time. When's the last time you've even had any contact with, I guess, CBP or any federal agency in this process?
We are trying to keep messaging them, but all that we receive is just, not answers, but just words. Like sometimes even those agencies says that you can actually move. We do not stop you. You can move from Guam to the mainland. There is nothing to stop you. But when we are trying to take a direct flight from Guam to Hawaii or from Guam to California, CBP officers, they stop us. And so they do not let us take this direct flight.
How many people are part of your group that have been waiting?
We think about 200, but some people in our group, they're here because of religion, and their religion does not let them take part in politic, in strikes. So we kind of we represent them too, because so Russian asylum seekers, it's political, it's religion, and it's also LGBT community from Russia. So it's all different people, and it's about 200 of them. We're all different, but we all have this one big problem here in Guam, unfortunately.
So have you guys, I'm just a little confused, because I'm not familiar with the asylum process. Have you, I mean, because you're on American soil, have you been granted asylum? Is this something that you can only do when you go to the continental U.S.? Maybe if you could just explain the process a little bit.
Yes. So we came to Guam, and the process is that you need to send all the papers to California USCIS office in Los Angeles, because they manage Guam. So our papers are in California, and the officer who works with our cases is in California too. But we are locked up here.
So you guys were here for the pandemic.
Yes, but it was before the pandemic too.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, the pandemic does not play an important role, because it was a long time before 2020. No changes.
Right. You know, in the video that we played, I think that I heard you say that you guys experienced racism towards Russians.
Yes. Yes, we are. One of the most serious case, I think it's from the CBP officers. We did not expect any racism on the American land, and of course we did not expect racism from American officers. That's not me or my husband, but other Russian asylum seekers who tried to take a direct flight and who were talking with CBP officers at the airport, who came to the DHS office and tried to just have a conversation with officers. They heard, we consider it racism because the officer says, I'll try to translate it. Yeah, since I work here, and while I'm working here, no Russian leaves Guam.
Do you guys do you guys have an attorney?
We personally know, but some of the Russians who stay here, they do have.
So has anybody who has come to Guam seeking asylum been successfully granted asylum that you know of?
No, we actually haven't heard of any Russians who came here on Guam and were granted asylum. Because there are two paths of in asylum process. One is like I told you, to send papers to California and wait. It's like a regular process, but you also can ask for asylum at the airport. So you just come to Guam and you ask at the airport that you said that you want to ask for asylum. And the process for those people who did this, the process is very different.
What made you decide to come to Guam?
It was the only USA territory that we could come at the time without a visa. because we believe that only United States can protect us from Russian government and from the persecution in Russia.
Do you still feel that way, given that you've been waiting years for the United States to protect you?
We really hope that Joe Biden's administration will do something for us. Maybe we really want to bring their attention to us. Maybe they change it.
In your video, I believe I heard you being critical of our weather here.
Russia is well, of course, the island is beautiful, and we are grateful for all the people on Guam who helped us and are helping us. But it's a really big deal for us because no one should be locked up, even in the beautiful island. And the hot climate here, it affects health. We are from Russia. It's not a tropical country, and it's really hard for us to stay here long. Yes, and a lot of us, some of us have health-related problem, like with skin or different problems. Right. And we cannot, unfortunately, since we cannot leave Guam, we cannot choose a hospital, because we understand that many locals, they travel all the time. They can choose hospitals, they can receive cheaper medical help than it is on Guam, because it is really expensive. Also, we cannot get an insurance, so we need to pay out of pocket. So all this, together with climate, it affects, of course, our...
very strong effects.
Yeah.
Yes, it has a strong impact.
You talk about the negatives, but what are some of the positives that you've experienced staying here and being here on Guam?
First of all, we are alive. Our lives are not in danger here. And that from Russia, from Russian government, and that's the most, of course, important.
So 4 years ago, you fled southern Russia, took a flight to Guam, landed here, and told the authorities here that you were seeking asylum, right? You filled out the paperwork?
No. It was more than 2 years ago, and we sent our case, all the papers, to Los Angeles USCIS office in California.
But
and have been waiting since to be granted full asylum. Is that?
Yes, correct.
Well, I think it's interesting your guys' use of social media to kind of bring awareness to your cause. There's a Twitter, there's a YouTube account, but again, your pleas have fallen on deaf ears with the governor, with the congressman. I don't know, maybe the senators. Is there any message you want to give out to anybody who may be watching this that could help you guys get to where you need to go before we let you go?
Yes, we believe that USA is a land of human rights and democracy. So we ask local authorities and federal authorities, if they have any chance to see this, to help us, because what's happening, it violates a basic right to freedom. The Refugee Convention is ratified by the United States, and what is happening is violating the international law. all we want is just stop violating the international law, stop violating our rights.
You mentioned someone committed suicide. Was this as a result of the stress or the
Да,
pressure?
что это ментальное здоровье. Мы, конечно, не можем разглашать личность, но мы должны, мы знаем.
Yes, yes. Unfortunately, there is already one suicide. I can't give you a name, but it's a woman. She couldn't take all the pressure, and since she didn't see any light in the end of the tunnel, she
Мы находимся сейчас все в таком же состоянии.
yeah, and just like us, we are in limbo. We don't know how long should we wait. We have no terms, no limits, and it's very depressing because you cannot plan your life. You cannot raise children. You cannot buy a house, and etc. etc.
Just nothing.
Are you guys able to work?
Yeah.
Or I mean, how are you sustaining yourselves?
Yes, we are. After you send the papers to USCIS office, you need to wait about 6 months, and then you can apply for work authorization and social security number. So yes, we are working.
And you have a social security number?
Yes.
So mainly you guys are just not able to travel.
Yes, I understand that some people may think that, oh, it's not a big deal, but it's very important because when you know that you just cannot leave a small, even if it's not small, you cannot leave a territory, but you have the right to do it. That's not right. It's lawlessness, and we ask to stop it.
Yeah, just for clarify, it's like a big island prison for us. So we locked up here and can't go anywhere. So it's very hard for us.
Well, one man's prison is another man's paradise.
True.
Yeah, but it's hard to understand for anybody.
Right,
yes,
yeah.
But may I ask you, when was the last time you traveled?
Me, it's about 2 years ago, prior to the a year and a half ago, prior to the pandemic. But since the pandemic, I haven't been able to travel to go visit my family.
Yeah, so that's only because of pandemic. I think that if there is no pandemic, you would travel more last year.
Right.
So if I tell you that you just cannot do it, I think it's a big deal. It's a big problem.
No, I totally,
we get it.
Yeah, and it is unfortunate. And hopefully, by coming on the show, maybe the congressman is, well, I don't know if he's watching, but we can send him the link.
Yeah.
But that's why we wanted you guys to come on, just to kind of share your story and figure out what's happening, because it was just this is the first time I heard of it when I received that email last night.
But we do see, and I've seen like Russians in Tamuning and different places selling flags or just doing, I guess, whatever they can do to just get a little money to rub together. And I know people have said, hey, have you seen these Russians walking around? And I mean, because Guam is small, you're right, so you guys kind of stick out. But I had no idea that you were here seeking asylum. I just thought, oh, they're just, so, I mean, again, to bring awareness to your issue, we hope that somebody out there, I mean, we know some immigration attorneys that listen to the show. It definitely sounds like, I mean, I don't even know, because you're saying that your compatriots who have lawyers are still here. So I don't know what the issue is, but we'll forward it to...
It's definitely a federal issue, that's for sure.
That's for sure. I mean, we've got our own issues with the feds here with our political status, but we'll forward it to where it needs to go. Ma'am, I want to thank you for joining us. We got your number. Keep us posted, and we'll be in touch again if we hear anything back.
Thank you.
And please email us as well.
Right.
Okay,
All right.
thank you.
All right.
We'll see you.
Wait. You're having a hunger strike?
Yes, March 1st.
Where?
Yes,
Where-
yes, March 1st. We're trying to now on February. We're trying to. It's like last chance
Carve
to
up.
bring attention to this. But if no response, we're going on a hunger strike on March the 1st.
Okay. Where?
We're still
yeah.
thinking about a place.
Oh, okay.
We will keep you posted.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And good luck.
Guys.
Good
Yeah,
luck.
appreciate it.
Thank
See you guys.
you.
Okay. Yeah, wow, that's pretty interesting. The comments are pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, there were like people hating.
Right. But, I feel for them.
Of
They are
course,
stuck
yeah.
here.
Yeah.
And for 4 years?
Damn.
And that's just their story.
Right.
There was a woman they just mentioned she had committed suicide because she felt hopeless.
Yeah.
Like she would never be able to leave. And, I don't think they're saying